Okay, this is a lesson on percent. Now, percent means per 100. The word cent means it's 100 cents in a dollar. Per cent means out of 100. Okay, so if I have something like 70%, that means 70 out of 100. Okay, so some things I can do with percent. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to convert to a fraction. So let's take, for example, 50%. 50% is equal to 50 out of 100. What did I do to convert it to a fraction? I put it over 100. Okay? Once I have it there, I can always reduce afterwards. Okay, so 50 over 100 becomes 1 over 2, put into lower terms. Let's take 34%. Okay? First thing I'm going to do to convert it to a fraction is put it 34 over 100. Then I can always reduce it afterwards, 17 over 50, but get it over 100 to start with. 115%. Put it over 100. 115 over 100. Then you can always reduce it and put it in mixed numbers and do anything you want to it afterwards once you have it over 100. 1 and that becomes 3/20 if I put it into lower terms. Okay, so convert from a percent to a fraction, put it over 100. Converting to a decimal. Okay, so let's take 70%. What I want to do is I want to move the decimal place 2 times to the left. So 70% is really 70. Okay, there's my decimal place. I want to move the decimal place 2 times. Once, twice, it's now there in front, so my answer is actually 0.7. Let's take 6%. Okay, my decimal is right after the 6. I'm going to move it once, move it twice. I get a little 0 in front there. My new decimal place is right there. My answer is 0.06. Okay, 110%. Decimal place is right after the 110. I want to move it 2 spots to the left. Once, twice. My new answer as a decimal is 1.1. And finally, 0.4%. Here's my decimal place. I got to move it once. I got to move it twice. Insert a 0 in there. I have 0.004. My decimal place was, so it was 0.4%, but I had to move the decimal place 2 times. Other things you can do with percent. Well, maybe I need to get to a percent. Okay? Maybe I have a fraction. To a percent, okay? So let's take the fraction 5 out of 8. Okay? So the first thing I want to do is I want to divide. That gets it as a decimal. 5 divided by 8. Okay? 5 divided by 8. Okay? And that equals 0.625. Okay, now I'm at a decimal, and I need to go from a decimal to a percent. So I want to do the opposite. Before I went from percent to decimal. Now I'm going to go from decimal to percent. And this means I need to move my decimal place 2 times to the right. Another way of looking at it is I'm going to times it by 100. Okay? So I have 0.625. I need to move the decimal place 2 times when I times it by 100. And that's going to give me 62.5%. Okay. Let's take, you wrote a test. Okay? You did well on the test. You got 55 out of 60 on the test. But you're curious as to what percentage is that? So, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to divide. 55 divided by 60 equals 0.9167. Okay? Then I need to put that as a percent. So I'm going to times it by 100 to move the decimal place 2 times. 1, 2. So that's going to give me 91.67%. Okay. Other thing you can do with percent is maybe you're asked to find something like 34% of 230. Okay, so if I want to find a percentage of a number, I want to turn my percent into a decimal. Now we did this before. Converting from a percent to a decimal, move the decimal place 2 times to the left, 0.34. And then I'm going to multiply. So I go 0.34 and I'm going to times it by the 230. Okay, 0.34 times 230 equals 78.2. So 34% of 230 is 78.2. Okay, short little lesson on percent and how to convert back and forth from percent to fractions to decimals. Percent means out of 100. Okay, so it's a certain number, but it's been made out of 100. Percent. Thank you very much.